plus a delicious fall recipe and comforting drink too. All that and more because Daytime, presented by California Closets, starts now.
It's the perfect time of the year to cook with butternut squash, which typically you see a lot in soup or maybe as a pasta filling. But today we have got a unique recipe from Chef Chris Valdes, who has just published his first cookbook, which is called One with the Kitchen. And Chris joins us today to share his recipe for... Chris, what are we making?
Today we're making some butternut squash and feta cheese empanadas. So what I love about this recipe is that it's the season to go crazy. And the family just shows up and you need to have something ready. So these are perfect to make ahead and store them in the freezer. And when they show up, in the oven it goes and you have something delicious and easy for them.
Let's talk about the smell coming at us right now. I mean, it's a combination of butter, squash, right? You start everything with butter?
Yes, not everything. I wish I could start everything with butter, but no. But basically, yes, we have those fall flavors. We have the butter, we have the butternut squash, which we diced. Then we're gonna add some sage, some thyme, a little bit of garlic, some bell pepper, some onions. And we're gonna stir this up. And basically, we're just gonna let this cook nice and slowly. And we don't want our butternut squash to mash up. We just want it to get cooked just enough so that it still has a little bite to it, you know what I mean? And then once it gets cool, we're gonna mix it with some feta cheese. Now, I love feta cheese, but some people don't. So you could also use goat cheese.
Okay.
And then you just mix it in once it's cool.
Oh, look at that.
And we have our store-bought empanada shells, which you could practically find even online nowadays.
I know, they're everywhere.
And then you add a little scoop right in the center. And you close it up. And you close the edges. I do the fork-it method.
Okay.
And it ends up just like this.
Beautiful. And then can you keep these in the freezer and then pop them out when your guests come?
You keep them in the freezer nice and sealed, and then you pop them in the oven. If you're a fan of the air fryer, you can use the air fryer. If you like frying, like I do every now and then, a nice little deep fry leaves them nice and crisp. These, I just do a little butter spray. In the oven it goes for about 15-20 minutes, and it's done.
What temperature?
350.
Nice.
And look at this. So I'm going to show this one right here. Look at that.
Oh, it's beautiful, but how does it taste?
It just smells amazing.
I really get the pepper and the squash. Great combo. Do you like the red and yellow for that recipe?
Yes, because I think it stands out. It adds a nice pop of flavor in there that's unique. You know, sometimes we use peppers and you don't even know it's there. You just see it from the color. But this actually adds flavor, and it kind of balances all those flavors from the tangy of the feta cheese and then the sweetness of the butternut squash, and then the herbs also do their magic in there.
I agree. All right, let's talk about the drink. So I have friends who over the holidays will give as gifts Coquito that
I'm one of
made.
those friends.
You're one of those friends.
I do that, yes.
Tell people in case they don't know, what is a Coquito?
So Coquito is like an eggnog, but the Latin version. And it's a little more, you know, a little more flavor. Not that eggnog is not cool, but just Coquito is just even more special. And, you know, we always add a little extra alcohol in there. So by the first one, you know, I'm usually like, hey, party time. So it gets me in the mood.
How do we make it?
So we started with evaporated milk, condensed milk, and then we're gonna add a cream of coconut.
This one?
Yes, right there. Cream of coconut.
Crema de coco.
Crema de coco.
A whole can?
A whole can, that's fine.
Sorry, I got a little messy,
this is
Chef.
a normal day for, no
All right,
worries.
Here we go.
And then we're gonna add some rum, white rum. And if you don't have white rum, you could use some dark rum, that's fine. We're gonna add a little vanilla extract.
A little vanilla.
A few cinnamon sticks. A pinch of nutmeg.
And a pinch of nutmeg. Okay.
And then we're gonna stir it up, leave it in the fridge overnight, and then the next morning is just the most delicious holiday drink you could have. And this is just the regular version, which for me is perfect.
Yeah.
But sometimes I add a little espresso in there and call it an espresso coquito. Sometimes I add a little bit of chocolate in there and I make it a chocolate coquito. And sometimes I add a little bit of guava in there and you end up with a guava coquito. So this is just so fun for the holidays. This is me listening to Mariah Carey.
Christmas is Coquito.
Coquito, yes.
So tell us a little bit about the book. How did you conceive the recipes that you put in your very first cookbook?
So these are just recipes that I grew up with, watching my mom cooking with her, watching the Food Network, and being inspired at the age of 10 of becoming a chef by watching Chef Emeril. And, you know, during quarantine, I donated 50,000 meals. And aside from that, on my downtime, which I had very little of, I'm like, what can I do with my downtime? And I just started writing wedding recipes. I brought a few photographers to my house. We started taking pictures, and I wanted this to be different than just a cookbook, so I added my story in there. I put down, you know, my struggles growing up, how I made it to become a chef, and what inspires me, and how could people follow their dreams despite their past. And I put all of that in one book, and we have One with the Kitchen.
Love it. Well, thank you for sharing that in your book and for sharing these recipes with us today.
And happy holidays.
Thank you. Same to you. And One with the Kitchen is out now. Daytime will be right back.